hang on. Let me just close the window. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Seamless. There we go. Shut the window. Right. How we doing, folks? We doing okay? We're doing well. I have just woken up. Lazy man. Yeah. So I'm fucking kind of a bit misty-eyed. I've got the just woken up voice. Yeah. Fucking great stuff. So let me see here what we're going to be doing. Well, it's no secret. We're going to be doing the Long Dark. Yes, it was a very heavy window. Cool. Let's see how we're, or where we are, what we're doing, what planet we're on. I can't remember where we're at in the Long Dark. I think we're at a decent spot in the grand scheme of things. Let's have a look. Sorry, I've just got a Steam message from one of my moderators. It will not be modding until further. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thanks for letting me know. Right then. Okay, so okay, moving on. Let's load up the game. I think. I seem to remember us having defeated double dysentery squared, and defeating intestinal parasites, or pot noodle arse as we've come to calling it. So I think we're in a reasonably good spot now. I also think we made the bearskin jacket, which means now things are toasty warm. In terms of things to do on my to-do list, there was only like 1 or 2 things left to do on my to-do list. There wasn't really that much to do on my to-do list. It's one of those ones. It's not that I'm regretting the decision to make the bearskin jacket, it's just that it adds a layer of complication to the logistics of surviving further down the road. Let me just pull the game up for you here. Now, what I mean by that is that bears are now starting to become quite rare. In the Stalker difficulty that we're playing, hang on, let me just close that for you.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Wakey, let's get dysentery.
Yeah, don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We'll all get dysentery together. If you've got any like puddles outside that have been sitting there for like a few days, go and have a drink. Go and have a drink of that. Well, we can get the authentic experience together. I need to create a Long Dark capture scene because I moved my old one to Space Hulk Deathwing. Here it is, the Long Dark. Lovely. And there we are. See, because in my OBS I've got like a few throwaway game scenes that I just change out depending on what I'm playing at the moment, and somehow I don't have a permanent game scene for the Long Dark yet. I've got one for, Bomber Crew. I've got one for Rising Storm 2, a game that we virtually never play, but not for the Long Dark somehow. I should really get around to doing that. Right, let me put chat up on my second monitor before we like fully tab into the game here. All good, that's over there. We're going to pause that just to reduce the amount of stuttering and buffering we get down the road. Just close that too, and that there. Right, resume. I know. Right, okay, so it's very dark at the moment. We've got our bearskin jacket on and our fucking, probably the sexiest man awards right here. Look at that. Amazing. No afflictions. Take a screenshot of that because it doesn't happen often. The sun's actually just about to come up. Now, there were a couple of things that I wanted to do on the grand scheme of things, not least is, when I can find the damn thing. Here it is. Not least is, you'll notice the light here from my lantern is very, very weak, and that is because we are running out of kerosene to fuel our lantern with. We're starting to run out of fuel, which is going to become a problem in the long run, I'm afraid. So we need to think about how we're going to address this problem and solve it moving forward. So where's our lantern? It should be under here. Tools, actions. Let's refuel it up to the top. There we go. Much stronger flame now in the lantern. It's burning with all the power of a small sun, but we've now only got 2 or 3 refills, or refills even, of lantern left. The rest of it is pretty much gone. So what we need to do now is consider moving out towards the fishing lake, the mystery lake, and go and grab some fish, not for the food, but for the cooking. When you fry off the fish, there's you get a very, very small amount of oil from that fish, usually about 20 milliliters or so, and you're able to, if you fish en masse, make a decent amount of fuel and things like that, of equipment. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to need for this journey. One of them is a decent hatchet, which I have. I've also got my bearskin roll. You'll notice my bearskin roll is actually getting a little bit worse for wear, and the process of repairing it needs a cured black bear hide, and I don't have any black bear hides at the moment. So what I'm also thinking of doing while I'm over there is potentially setting up a little outpost, maybe in the camping lodge, and killing the bear that's on the island or out on the ice there. He'll definitely give us a visit while we're fishing, but it's one of those ones. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to pull this off. I really don't know, but it means surviving away from home for a little while. It's the only reasonable alternative because there's no black bears nearby anymore. I don't think Big Blue that lives in the cave over yonder is going to respawn, so I need to think about supplies and things like that, because you've got to remember, as soon as this bearskin bedroll runs out of condition, I won't be able to sleep outside anymore, which means cabin fever is an inevitability. I won't be able to sleep outside. It's going to be a huge problem. So one thing at a time, really. This is one of the reasons why I feel like I shouldn't have made the bearskin jacket, and in the event that I absolutely chicken out, it would be a huge waste, but I can harvest this jacket for a cured bearskin black hide. Or cured black bear hide, bearskin black hide. Fucking, it's like Grimgore Ironhide, that is, it's an orc. We've got some difficult decisions to make down the road. The survival game is starting to become a little bit more mechanically involved now. It's not just us stuffing, herbal tea into our eyeballs and fucking getting healthier in that kind of sense. No, it's the game is now got a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of things that we have to keep track of in order to make this work. So, thank you very much to Face Taker and a Posh Northerner. Thank you very much for your tier 1 subs between yourselves, and your Twitch Prime sub there. Thank you very much, sir. Rig Ship for Bear Mauling and Moose Stomping. Well, the last moose we ran into I got stomped by, so what we're going to do is we're going to kill the Storm Lantern. We're going to save the fuel that we've just put into it. We're maybe just going to sleep for a couple of hours, wait for the sun to come up, wait for the wind to subside, and then I think we're going to move out towards Mystery Lake, which is an interesting proposition, but it's one we're going to try and enforce in some reasonable time. Do I have a whetstone with me? A whetstone. I've got bullets. I've got the bow. I'm going to leave the bow here. I have no use for the bow on our journey, so I'm going to put that back on the table where it belongs over here. Actually, I need to move this rabbit skin pelt for now. I'm just going to put it just over here, just so I know where everything is when I get back. There is a Goldilocks zone for it. Where that may be, I'm not sure. I think it's about there. There, that's the one. Right, and then we'll put the arrows back on the table. Like I say, I hate putting stuff in containers and things like that. At least the stuff that I can avoid. Just because you don't get a real sort of tangible sense of how little you have. If you see 4 arrows on the table like that, it's much more sort of informative than saying you have like 4 arrows in a sub-menu. It's the same with money. If you have £200 in cash versus £200 in your account, the physical paper tender is a much more tangible sense of how much money you have, and you're much less likely to fritter it away, or much more likely to budget yourself because you've got it separated down into different notes and individual pieces of paper that you can then palm off. It's already divided, if you like, whereas in your account it's just like, oh, it's 200 quid, this just faceless fat. I'm talking absolute nonsense, by the way. This is just something I do, but hey-ho. Hey-ho indeed. So, things like pry bars we're not going to need. I'm satisfied that we have pried all of the pry bar spots that we can find. Mystery Lake really doesn't have much on it, so I'm going to have to think about supplies, because we're going to have to survive down there for a few days at the very least. So we're going to eat up what we have, and then we're going to attempt to move. We've got some water. I'm probably going to take about 4 litres with me, and we're going to have to cook on the fly, I think. In terms of matches, how many have I got? Be up here, 9 matches. We're going to take another box of cardboard matches with us, because we're going to be out there for a little while. It's going to be a while before we actually get back to our base, to be honest. This is the last time we're going to see it in a fair while. We're going to take the rifle as well. Because, again, the secondary objective of our fishing adventure is to go and kill a black bear. So, there's a lot that we need to get done. So our bearskin jacket is, or even this one, is still 100% condition, which is very nice. As I say, I'm hoping it will keep for quite a long time, because it's hard to say what exactly is going to be going on while we're out there. So, the most direct path to the Mystery Lake that I can reasonably take is up this way. We're already pretty much fully loaded. In fact, I'm not going to take my bearskin bedroll with me. I'm going to leave my bearskin bedroll here, I think, just to lighten the load so I can carry as much fish and oil as I can back with me. Or as I can... Sorry, I've just woken up. My English is going to be a tad broken. I'm sort of speaking like the BFG. So say it, do as I say, not as I do, or whatever it was. I think we left some rabbit snares over there. In fact, no, we left the rabbit snares down by the other pond, didn't we? We can't fish at that pond, sadly. It's too small. A lot of this stuff is going bad, but there's plenty of time to worry about that. Lovely. Let's try and get a mosey on then. As I say, we killed the wolves that are up here, so our commute should... be reasonably less complicated. Again, this whole adventure may not even be necessary if the bear... Well, we'd still have to go to Mystery Lake, but we wouldn't need to bring the rifle. If the bear actually respawns here, if he does, then that's a massive weight off my shoulders, frankly, because the bear skin stuff is the thing that's really going to limit us. Oh, hang on, the phone's going. I'll be 2 seconds. Oh, right. Back again. It's fucking telemarketer. Right. Oh. Well, bugger me. The black bears respawned. Well, Lord, you know, I'm glad I didn't. You know what? I was so confident that the bear hadn't respawned that I wasn't going to pause the game. Then I would have been bang in fucking trouble. Hello, Commander Turtle. Welcome to the chat. Well, okay. Well, the bear's here. I'm gonna have to kill him. Sort of now-ish. Do I need to kill him now? I need to cure his bear hide. I can't wait. Right, okay. This is going to become a slightly interesting endeavour. Because he's going... We've had our fun with the bear in the past, and I'm going to need to take off my bearskin jacket. I can't risk it getting damaged. Okay. Jacket, drop. I can't risk this getting damaged, I'm afraid. It needs to stay in top condition. So I'm just going to go out with the military parka and the what's it jacket. We need this one, that jacket, and there we go. We're going to go out with our military jacket on because it's still quite tough, and if we get mauled, we'll be able to survive reasonably well. What I need to do is fill my fucking pockets up with like fresh deer and some meats. Wolf, bit of rabbit, there we go. We've now got a scent bar. That should mean old Big Blue here should catch our scent and press out this way. Very, very happy that the bear has respawned. That's a bit of a weight off our shoulders, to be honest. Again, it's adding to the massive stockpile of food that we already have, which is a little bit of a problem, because there's still always the risk of getting food poisoning, but it's that bear skin hide that I desperately need, and that's going to be a huge weight off. I can't stress enough, it's going to be an absolutely inordinate weight off my shoulders. In terms of everything else, let's take a look at our skills, because mending is now at level 3. You're getting good at mending cloth items. Your repairs are faster than before and more efficient. Mistakes are rare. 10% greater item condition increase, which is good, and a decent 75% chance to repair items of clothing. I'm just going to take a knee here, just going to crouch, because there's a very good chance that old Big Blue is going to smell us. Let's really sort of waft our scent a little bit. Let's get like a bit more meat, some more fresh stuff. There we go. That's a 2 scent bar. He's got a good nose, does old Big Blue. He should come ambling round the corner very soon. That's the hope, anyway. And then we need to choose our range at which we're going to engage Big Blue. Yeah, just don't eat bad meat this time. Yeah, well, the thing is that, like, while I shouldn't be eating the bad meat, this isn't a euphemism. While I shouldn't be... Oh, here he is. While I shouldn't be eating the bad meat, it's not necessarily terrible, because I have so many reishi mushrooms in reserve that I can survive a decent dosage of intestinal parasites. It's something that I can 100% survive. Now, in terms of our rifle skill here, I've got some time before Big Blue actually gets into a position worth shooting. We are now level 3 as well with our rifle here. Accuracy increased by 20% and critical hit chance increased by 15%, and we also get 3 condition for every repair. So, again, the issue here is that when I attack Big Blue, if I don't sink him, if I don't fucking blow his head off in the first shot, there's going to be some issues with me getting back indoors fast enough, and then I'm going to have to sleep and unfortunately try again. Now, I have 11 rifle rounds to my name, and ideally I don't want to use more than 3 to kill this guy. Okay, I'm going to wait for him to get a little bit closer, and then I'm going to make my move. Okay, I'm going to just psych up. I'm just going to shake my hands a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to lie, chat, I'm a little bit nervous. Right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right, we go inside. We made the hit, but it wasn't a critical hit. Didn't quite kill him. We're going to just leave it for a moment. He didn't get right up to the door. We're going to give him some time to walk away. We're going to pass time for an hour. Near enough. There we are. And then we're going to step back outside. Again, there's a good chance the bear could be out here. So let's see how this goes. Don't scream. Nice broken animation. Okay, so Big Blue left after that encounter. It's all good. It's all good. I don't want to take the fight to Big Blue, though. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go to his cave, because the closer I get to him, the easier it is for him to cause me some real grief. Now, in terms of that rifle hit, maybe it hit home. Let's take a look. I can't see any blood or any trail of blood. So it looks like the rifle round, it definitely hit because we gained some rifle experience, but unfortunately it didn't hit anything critical. We're now down to 10 rifle rounds. Unfortunately, this is a bit of a to and fro game. There's not much I can do. Also, wolves are back as well. Interesting. I'm happy. I'm happy to be having the wildlife respawning. A little bit less so about the wolves, actually. I'd rather deer or something. But the fact that the wolves are back is certainly not a bad thing. Now, you've got to ask yourself, when's this bear going to get here? Can I afford to sit outside in the wind for a while? The wolves are going to be a problem when they come after me. And again, I'm not here to hunt wolves. I'm here exclusively to try and deal with the bear. How much rifle experience did we get from that bastard? Not that much, I'll be honest. We're supposedly skilled with the rifle, supposedly. But I'm not sure how it's going to help. It's very curious. Let's see if he pops out again. I'm currently in sort of wind protection at the moment. I'm actually warmer here than I would be if I was standing just a few feet that way. In fact, my temperature's actually increasing. It's a toasty 1 degree C. So we're going to wait for the bear to come around again, see if we can slot him or not. Again, this is the real sort of necessity of this particular venture. It has been an hour. The blood could have just been covered by the snow, potentially. Again, it's more a question of not so much if the bear is alive. It's a question of well, that is the question. And in fact, as if on cue, Big Blue is arriving back over here. As we are, I think he's come this way because we're upwind from him at the moment. He's going to come this way. This could actually be better for us because he's going to be approaching pretty much head on, and it's going to give us a better opportunity for a clean headshot. So we're going to wait here. We're going to wait for the Big Blue to close in. Looks like, because I know that he does patrol up and around there. Clearly our rifle didn't land in the right place, but again, we have an opportunity for a headshot here, a decent one. It's hopefully going to hit as many, I was going to say modules then, as many organs as possible, yes, as many modules in the bear. Hopefully we'll kill his engine, the reactor, maybe propulsion. No damage control party is going to help this bear once this 303 round goes in. Again, we've got to wait for him to get quite close. When standing, your rifle accuracy is quite bad, but as you can see, firing from crouched here is going to be a little bit interesting. So we're going to do it from standing. If the bear stands up to charge us, then that is the first big problem. Again, I don't want him to get too close because I still have to get into my house. Okay. You can see his breath. Okay, I'm going to get ready to take the shot, chat. This is round number 2, going in very shortly. In 3, 2... Okay, sorry, I'm not going to count myself in. I'm going to wait for the moment. Okay, didn't quite hit home. A little bit of sway on the rifle. Not great. Okay. Because he's not right next to the front door, he's only down the hill a little bit, I'm going to wait a moment before I step back outside. I'm not going to rest for an hour. I'm going to give it a moment. We can survive a mauling, no problem. It's not the mauling that concerns me. We've got more than enough resources to patch up the clothes. It's the wasting of the rifle rounds. This is the thing that bothers me. Because after this, killing bears is going to become a real big issue for us. Okay. The bear's going to be quite close to the door, so I'm just going to give him some time to open distance. Put the smelly stuff away. No, because I need to get him to turn round, but I might drop enough to make it so that I've only got 1 cent. Okay, apparently I don't have any scent anymore. Okay, better than nothing. We'll leave that there for now. Let's take a step outside. Again, if we get mauled by the bear, it's not too bad. Is he right there? I heard footsteps. Oh shit. Fuck me, that messed me up big time. Okay, right. Fuck me, he was right there. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Right, we'll put the rifle back on the okay, right, okay. We'll put the rifle back on the shelf. God damn, that fucking messed me up. Right, okay, good. I never liked fighting the bear. Right. Okay, all is well. All is well. Okay, we put this back on, in this tab. Okay. Oh, I hate this game. Okay, right, so we're going here. We need to... I've got that on. Do I not have that on? No. There we go. Where? No. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, that. We're going to put the military parka that we have spare in here now. So this guy here, 2 kilograms we don't need to carry. We don't need our rifle. We took off the bearskin stuff. That's good. Now, this means I can repair my bearskin rug, which gives me options down the road a little bit. What was that noise? What was that noise? Was that sounded like a growl? Please fucking tell me he's dead. Please tell me he's fucking dead. Please. Please, 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 please. Right, quarter him. Make me feel better. Quarter him. Don't get him. Don't let him get back up. Oh, okay. I don't know what that was, but it scared me a little bit. A little bit of wee came out, not going to lie. Okay, so the black bear hide is the real sort of bountiful haul of this this venture. We're going to need to... Can I carry 3? Just about. I'm not going to. It's much more efficient to move with 2. I can barely
walk with this much gear.
Aye, aye? Oh, yeah, we're carrying like a monstrous amount of food as well. So we're going to drop most of this off. We're going to get the black bear hide curing, because they take 10 days to cure. It's a very long time. Hopefully those wolves don't get too interested. We got the fish that I'm going to need to put back over here. I'm going to need to prepare this stuff before I sort it out, per se. So I'll just eat this. And we'll just drop pretty much all of our food here. And we'll pick it up afterwards. We're carrying 2 litres of water as well, which isn't necessarily ideal. I'm going to pop the food here for now. Literally just outside my front door. You know, it's the day that they add animals and stuff getting attracted to food and things that's left outdoors is the day this game becomes 100,000,000 times harder. Like, I wouldn't be able to have this much food if I was keeping it indoors. Like, about 70% of this would be going to waste if I had to keep this sort of out. God, it decays so quickly. I'm gonna have to sort that out. The quartered bear meat. It's because like all the not necessarily the fur and things, but like there's still like the meat is all packed together, not in like steaks. It's not really going to freeze. It's good. Hopefully I don't have all of that. Maybe I can make like an effigy or something to ward other bears away. God, I couldn't believe that bear was so fucking close to our front door. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Decent strategy, though, and thank you to whoever told me to drop the food. He might have just saved my life. Might have just. Okay, in terms of food, we're doing fine. That's full. We're quite tired, though. It took us quite a while to harvest that stuff. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it indoors, and I'm going to prepare it now. I'm going to cook it all off now so that it doesn't decay quite as quickly. So... Because, I mean, if you look, it is already on, beg your pardon, let's have a look, it's already on 90%, and it only was harvested a little while ago. By the time I go to sleep, there's a good chance that when I wake up, a lot of this stuff is going to be, not bad, but about 60%, 40%, around that bracket, which we just won't do. We've got to cook this food as soon as possible, so it's as fresh as possible. It means harvesting it, and it's going to take us a little bit of time, and it's damn well going to bloody our knife, or blunt our knife, but it's not too bad in the grand scheme of things. The amount of bear meat we're going to have, though, almost makes it worth it. Mosquito? Mosquito, thank you very much, mate. So, we need to harvest this stuff, and again, this is going to damn near blunt my knife, but fuck it, we've got stuff to do. 26 minutes. It should probably also level up our, like, carcass harvesting, which should... make it so that things are a little bit faster to harvest, which is going to be more than welcome if I'm perfectly honest. There we go. Again, fuel is my concern here. Not so much as sort of clothing and things like that, because we do have a lot of spare clothing in the wardrobe, but unfortunately it just won't keep that well. Like, all of the clothing that's in the wardrobe, or in the locker over there, it's not heavy-duty winter clothing. You'll note that I've not ripped up my parka, my military jacket here, because there's very much the chance that much later on down the road... Hello? Oh, there's an ambulance next door. Sorry, let me just shut my window too. There we go. Yeah, fucking... There's a very good chance... Is that for me, is it? The heart attack I'm going to have from the bear. Yeah, no, what was I on about? Oh, yes, there's a very good chance that I will eventually run out of bears, and I will eventually run out of wolves and run out of deer, and this winter clothing, this animal hide clothing that I'm wearing is going to it's going to decay. It's gonna fall apart, and I'm not going to be able to repair it. It's a possibility, and if you forecast, if you plan for that far ahead, you're kind of covering your own back, so that you won't get caught up shit creek, as it were, without a paddle. So you definitely need to think about these things. Is there a point where they stop respawning? I imagine so, Admiral, because the way this particular difficulty works is that
be able to carry this load for much longer.
Things become more and more scarce as time goes on. So there'll be less wolves, less deer. I can tell you that there's less deer, way less deer than before. So it's one of those ones. It's very likely that eventually we'll run out of resources to survive here. Now, I say this most streams, but again, for anyone that hasn't heard it, there are 3 things that your base absolutely must have in order for you to survive there. And they're the obvious 3 things. They are food, water, and warmth, okay? Or not necessarily warmth, but fire, okay? Warmth is a pseudo of fire. So food, water, and fire. Those are 3 things that make a decent base location in this, and if you run out of any one of those things, you are no longer able to survive at that area. So I could have shelves stuffed with food, absolutely stuffed with food, but if I have no way to make water, well, it's no good to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to grab like a crap load of this stuff. We're probably going to make a tin of coffee as well, just so we can
yeah,
keep on top of it all. Horses are done. Thank you very much, mate. 5 months now. Cheers, bro. We're going to boil that off there. Thank you very much. Very kind of you, sir. Is that Gelly? We'll call you Sass for short. I'm playing on Stalker difficulty, which is 1 below the hardest. So it's certainly no walk in the park. There we go. I'm drinking some coffee just so that we're less likely to get tired. There we go. Reduced fatigue and a little bit of a warmth bonus as well. Right, we've got a lot of food to cook and not much time to cook it. So let's whack all of this in the stove. We're going to be cooking sort of long into the night here, which is very nice. Clone! Barding will commence once I get to my PC. No worries, sir. Thank you very much. Looking for fucking poems. Bard the poet. Right, let's start cooking this stuff off. In the short time that we've been making this fire, it has already decayed by 3%, so it should give you an idea of how quickly this stuff goes bad. We've got a lot of meat to cook here. It's going to take us a little while. The nice thing is, though, is that we leveled up our cooking to level 5, which means if you look, it's taking us only a few minutes, really about 10 or 15 minutes to cook each steak, which is much better. Before it would take like 25 minutes. We're also losing the light as well, but you don't need light to cook. It's all good. We might even be able to cook these all tonight without getting too tired, which is nice. We've got a lot to do, but it should keep relatively well. That's my hope, anyway. Right then. That's the one there. It's probably about sort of a few hours after sundown. Probably about 10 at night, 11 at night at the moment. Just keep frying away. It's good. It's very good. Like, this is, again, probably more meat, bear meat, than I'm ever going to need in this playthrough. But again, we didn't do it for the bear meat. We're certainly not going to put the bear meat to waste, but the priority of this particular venture was, in fact, the hide. In fact, I should drop the hide now, in fact, while I'm cooking, to maximise the amount of time that it's going to take to... there we go, a fresh black bear hide. We'll just put that here amongst the other hides. Yes, just to try and maximise the amount of time. Oh my god, so much fucking... Okay, we're going to add another... We're going to add a fur limb. Right. Yeah, to maximise the amount of time that it's going to take for that stuff to cure. As I say, it's about 10 days for black bear hides. There we go. There's the risk of cabin fever, which means we're probably going to spend tonight sleeping outside, to be honest. It's a little bit sort of... tonight is going to use a lot of firewood. Oh god, no, I don't need a coffee. Thank you. Here we are. Or maybe I do need a coffee. No, I'll be alright. We'll get just a bottle of water down us. There we are. The wind sounds a little bit rough outside, so we'll just keep going. Again, cabin fever is a big problem in this game. And when I say problem, I don't mean an issue with the game. I mean it's a very difficult ailment to live with. Again, our only lifeline against cabin fever is that bearskin bedroll to allow us to sleep outside. I could oh, the wind sounds bad. I could potentially... Oh god, yeah, the wind is horrendous. Yeah, that's not good. I don't think we're going to be able to sleep outside tonight. I'd have liked to, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, that sounds horrendous out there. Sergeant Queef, I don't understand the cabin fever. It's one of those ones. I think if you spend... I don't necessarily think that cabin fever would be one of those. I think that you get it a little bit too often, I think is that. Because we haven't spent that long indoors. We've been going out every day to look for stuff and things like that. We're spending a few hours inside cooking at the moment. It's not like we're bored. It's not like we're staring at the walls. We're preoccupied. So I don't know why cabin fever would set in this particular circumstance. I agree with you there. I'm going to use a piece of reclaimed wood. I don't want to use all of my good firewood just for these last few steaks here. Might be able to get them all off of this run. Okay. There we go. We should be able to cook the last of these here just on the crackling embers. There we are. Now we're going to need just a little bit of a steroid injection. There we go. Reclaimed wood. Pop that in for you. Just there. Lovely. It's 44 minutes, but it's fine as well. Cabin fever's going to be a pain in the arse, but not much we can do about it. We'll embrace it. Is the GTX 970 still good? It's not bad. Shall we say not bad? In fact, you probably find it perfectly fine for pretty much all things. The 980 Ti is aged very well. In fact, the 980 Ti... I know, obviously, you didn't ask about the 980 Ti, you asked about the 970. The 980 Ti is pretty much on par with most of the 1060 and 1070 cards. They're fine, to be honest. Yeah, all of this is like gaming. Let's put our fresh stuff just here. That is a lot. That was a big black bear that we fucking killed there, because that's a fucking shitload. Right, we'll take all of that. We'll eat up what we've got. Let's have the fish here. That was a decent sized fish, 1,200 calories. Get a little bit of a drink down as well. And we'll go inside and sleep it all off. Lovely. What happens if you ignore the cabin fever, Silver Crow? Basically, if you ignore cabin fever, you're no longer able to sleep indoors. You have to spend a night outside. Your character physically will not go to bed. So it's one of those ones. In weather like this, if you have cabin fever, it's extremely dangerous. As you can see, we've got 46% risk of cabin fever. But we've got an absolutely monstrously good temperature here. It's starting to cool down a little bit now that the fire's gone out. Do you know what? I'm going to risk a night outside. It's a bad idea, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to light a man's raider, the biggest fire the shack has ever seen, and then yeah, we're going to spend a night outside just to get rid of our shit. Mega D, fucking Mega D. It's fucking been. Where have you been, Mega? It's been ages. What's been keeping you? How often does it happen to people that they can't sleep inside? I know. Sort of touchy-feely our way over to the cabin. Absolutely pitch black at the moment. Here's the cabin. It's been 2 weeks. Ages, man. It's been ages. Here we are. So now that we're inside here, we've got a little bit of wind protection. There we go. It only feels like... I say it only feels like -10. We put the bearskin roll down here. How much does this give us? It will feel like -11, so it will still be cold once we sleep, which is why we're going to light a fire. So let's get this all lit up. We're going to light a few hours of fire just to weather out the blizzard with, and then we're going to have to go out and grab some more firewood, I feel. I feel that's something in our future. Someone bought me a €220 NDA access pack for Dual Universe, so I've been going at that 24/7. I have never heard of Dual Universe. Not even like I've never seen it or anything. I mean, I've never even heard of it. Like, what is Dual Universe? Make the sale, Mega. What is it? Tell us about Dual Universe and your journeys in.
Well.
An 8-hour fire and a couple of sticks for good measure. The warmth temperature of that is going to be great. We're warming up nicely. Right, we can sleep for like 10 hours now. Yeah, about 10 hours. Let's go for a full 12-hour sleep. The chances of the blizzard lasting that long are really low. And the fire is really going to keep us warm as well. Lovely, look at that. Still 3 hours left on the campfire. Excellent. Let's take a look at the condition of the bearskin roll. Let's pick it up. Go down to this tab here. 73%. It seems to lose 2% every time. The weather actually did not abate, which is quite interesting. The weather is still really unagreeable. It's a good thing that we lit such a long fire. Yeah, look at this. Feels like -13, and that's with our heavy-duty winter gear on. You can kind of appreciate now why I went and built the bearskin jacket in the first place. It's for blizzards like this, so that we don't fucking freeze to death instantly. There's no fucking chance of me going out and getting firewood in this weather. So maybe I can just do some patching up of some clothing, maybe some crafting, that kind of thing. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to do any of that. I can't see more than like 20 feet, if that. And the weather's just too damn cold. It's like Space Engineers, but with EVE Online levels of player interaction. It's one server with no player limit, full-scale MMO. Ah, very nice. When will I finish LA Noire? Whenever I decide to find a save that has the level unlocked that I need. In fact, I need to go through and play it all again, just to make sure there's no like continuity errors with the choices that we made, but I haven't got around to doing that yet. Lazy. Cool. So, not in too bad shape, to be honest. We've got bandages and things like that. How are we doing for wound dressing? Let's take 3 wound dressing, because it's always good to have old man's beard with you. So, let's have a mooch. Let's have a gander. In terms of supplies, so we've got that. That's okay. Anything need repairing desperately? No, not yet. Our moose sort of satchel is doing okay. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Other things are all pretty damn fine, to be honest. The mittens are obviously starting to get a little bit worn, but I've got like about 4 rabbit pelts on the go at the moment, so that's okay. How much deer hide do I have curing? 3. I've got wolf hides. See, what I'm thinking of doing, and I don't want to say it's a shit idea, but it's what I'm thinking, is that... There's Clive down there. Is that I need to plan another run to Milton. Not the town itself, but to explore around the town, to see what's about, kind of thing. And the reason I need to do that is because I'm sort of wrestling in my head with the idea of not having a bearskin bedroll, but instead saving this bearskin hide to repair my jacket with. Now, the reason I say this is because, and there is a decent reason for it, is that my bearskin bedroll and my bearskin jacket require rifle rounds to be gathered. I can't really expect to take down a black bear with a bow, and unfortunately, when a bear mauls you, you don't do any damage to it, not like the wolves, where you can pull a knife out and give it a few jabs, give it a few stabs in the side, and eventually pick up the carcass afterwards. You need rifle rounds to drop a bear, and I only have 8 left. I don't have many rifle rounds at all. I went and found some while I was out at the Forgotten Railroad, or the Broken Railroad, but unfortunately I had to use a lot of them to shoot my way out of that particular canyon because I was getting attacked and mauled so often. So unfortunately my rifle round reserve is very, very low at this point, and I need to either find more or decide here and now not to renew my bearskin bedroll and find an alternative, namely the whatever you call it, the sodden. I'm not even sure. I mean, the I mean, there is also a plan C, a plan 3. So plan A is to obviously find some rifle rounds, so that I can keep the supply of bear skins coming in. But again, the bears are the problem. The bears do not spawn that often. Option number 2 is that I decide not to repair my bearskin bedroll and instead go out on a journey to a different town or biome to find a bearskin, or to find a normal camping sleeping bag and use that instead, because that only needs cloth to be repaired. The third and final option is that I forego the whole idea of a bedroll and do not even have a camping bedroll. I do not expedition to a different biome. I play it safe and stick to what I know, and I instead make a new snow shelter outside. The one that's out there currently has been totally ruined by the wind. Now, the only problem with making a snow shelter outside is that you absolutely must maintain it as often as you can. Like, it's a problem because that snow shelter outside, or any snow shelter in fact, requires cloth, and cloth is a resource that is very, very much finite. I was on the borderline. The last time we went to Milton was because I had totally run out of cloth. Our entire supply run to Milton was literally for ragged old clothing because I could no longer repair my own. And it's not a situation that I want to be in again. The problem is that once the snow shelter reaches a certain amount of damage, I believe it's 90% damage, as in like it loses 10% condition. So once it's on 90% health, you need a single piece of cloth to repair it. 80%, 2 pieces of cloth, 70%, 3 pieces of cloth, and a load of sticks. Now, if you can keep it above 90% condition, then it only requires a stick to be repaired, which I'm sure you'd all agree is a pretty reasonable price to ask for being able to sleep outside in near perfect warmth. But at the same time, there's always the issue of the cloth itself. And if I go on an expedition for a few days to a different part of the map, like I'm planning to do, I'm planning to go fishing, chances are I'm going to need cloth to repair the items, or I'm going to need cloth to repair the snow shelter, and therein lies the problem. So the conundrums I've got are that I've got 2 resources sapping the same pretty rare hide. I've got my jacket and my bearskin roll. And while I feel I should just deal with that over the coming days and weeks, it's one of those ones that if I can avoid that, like, these things are so difficult to get hold of. And like I say, as soon as I run out of rifle rounds, this bad boy here only having 8 rounds in the chamber, you know, it presents a whole world of pain, a whole world of problems. Okay, what we're going to need to do then, I've waffled on for long enough. I am going to eat a little bit of food just to keep my strength up, like so. I'm going to drink a little bit of water, I'm going to sleep for like an hour, and then I'm probably going to go out and gather some firewood and plan my next move. My only problem with an expedition to Milton is the rock climbing walls and things like that are going to cause us some very real problems. Moves like Jagged. Thank you very much, mate. Yes, the problem is that this bearskin jacket, in its current format, means that I in my current state, weigh 22 kilograms.
Animal.
Have fun. I am going back to work.
Nella, thank you very much for the £5, and enjoy your work, sir. And I will endeavour to have fun while I play this game here. Okay, so a couple of housekeeping things then. Let's head over to the pond. We're going to grab some firewood. The pond that's over here, not the lake, the pond. We're going to go over and we're going to check our rabbit snares that we left out many, many days ago at this point, and we're going to gather firewood as we go. Temperature is pretty reasonable. Our new bearskin jacket means that it's actually a very toasty 10 degrees out at the moment. Again, this is one of the... There's rabbits over there as well. Interesting. Okay, I'm hoping that the storm has blown, here we are, blown a fresh load of limbs off the trees, which is good. 45 minutes to harvest. We're actually losing the daylight, believe it or not. It's actually getting very close to evening. Not the best time to set out, but not the worst either. The only time it could be definitely the worst time to set out is if we get an early aurora, or aurora, the aurora borealis. Nice meme, bro. At this time of day, at this time of year, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. There we go. Starting to get sundown now. Quite a bit of cloud cover, which means the light is going to disappear just like that. Okay. We may not be able to grab the limbs today. It's a shame, but I don't think we're going to be able to. In fact, yeah, we won't go out and grab the rabbit snares today. Oh, fuck it, we might as well. We'll run out and grab them now. We've got like 3 or 4. We've got about 12 pieces of cedar limb firewood. The good stuff is this, the fir limbs that come from these big fir trees. Those are the real Hail Marys, mate. They burn for about 2.5 hours, whereas the cedar limb only burns for 1.5. About 2 hours and 45 minutes, give or take, from a fir limb. It's an incredibly hard wood. Sounds like that. Sounds like this cheap-ass flat-pack IKEA desk. Okay, so just over this hill here. You can see how we're losing the light on a minute-by-minute basis. The light is fading. Unfortunately, it looks like there's a fog bank starting to roll in as well. I know my way back. I can find my way back to my house blindfolded, frankly. All I need is something to orient myself off, and I know where I'm going pretty much. We'll grab the sticks, because it takes no time to harvest those. And with our current fire-making skill... Ah, there's a rabbit. Annoying. I'm pretty sure I put the snares over here. Like, don't be telling me I didn't set up the snares at all. I'm fairly sure I put the snares over here. One rabbit seems to be fucking alive, so that doesn't bode well. The snares usually collapse after a little while if nothing runs into them, so we'll check on the state of it. Once upon a time, many moons ago, there used to be a... I'm pretty sure I put the snares down here, like, with some certainty. I can't remember exactly where I put them, because it's been a while since we last played. I'm sure I put the snares over here. Did I not place them in the end? I guess I didn't. Well, we'll call it a massive waste of time, and we'll head back to base. I'm sure I put some snares down over here once upon a time. Maybe I didn't do it. Maybe I, oh, there we go. I'm starting to, yeah, fucking Alzheimer's starting to set in. It's like I'm gonna forget everything now. Like, oh god, yeah, those were those 5 birch saplings. Really good haul, that. I got nothing. I didn't even bring Clive with me to kill that rabbit there. I can get quite close to the rabbits now. I don't know why. Like, I've befriended the rabbits. No. I was going to try and chop another fir limb then, but we're just going to use the light that we have remaining to navigate back. For it's not that it's a fair old distance. It's just that we're quite a way out with no protection. No rifle, and it's not that I don't know my way back, it's just I don't want to be out here without a means to defend myself, particularly at night, and particularly in the Aurora Borealis. I don't want that. Well, it's not technically the Aurora Borealis, is it? It's the game sells it to you as some kind of electromagnetic storm that actually caused you to crash in this hellscape in the first place. It actually brought down your aircraft, and for some reason, I suspect it's because, you know, we live in the Matrix. None of this is real. that it fucks with the wolves. You know, the electromagnetic storm fucks with the wildlife. Chemicals in the water. Yeah, so fucking... It's one of those ones. It's gonna be interesting. Again, I do kind of like the aura. And if the aura is actually on, I don't mind coming out actually and grabbing a little bit of firewood, so long as the weather's reasonable.
The sun's setting.
Tate Mars, or T8 Mars as he likes to be called. How's it going? It's going very well, sir, thank you. How about yourself? You doing well? Sorry, what's that name? Bum Blevin. Bum Blevin, the Bum Bandito. Hello, sir. Right, yeah, let's tiptoe on. You can see that the light has sort of drastically dropped. Yeah, I was expecting it to really sort of turn dark like a light switch, but I think... well, it hasn't happened, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately. Fortunately, it hasn't happened. Where did I put my rabbit snares, if not here, then? I didn't set them up over here. I can't see them. Did I set them up over here? What the fuck have I done with my rabbit? Oh, I know where I put them over there by the bear cave, didn't I? Fuck it, we'll go check on them now, in case a wolf goes and eats one. First things first, if we encounter a wolf, the first thing we need to do is undress. Start bollock naked. I don't want my bearskin jacket to be damaged in a wolf encounter, and even though it will barely be scratched, every percent that I can keep is another few days with it. So what I need to do is I need to, like greased up death guy, I need to get stark bollock naked, and I need to wrestle him in my birthday suit. That's the only way. Or just take my bearskin jacket off. But why not? Why not go all the way? Why not go all the way when you're fighting a bear? When you're fighting a wolf naked? You should really commit if you're going to do that. There's nothing in either of the snares. That is really annoying. Both of the snares look like they were blown apart in the wind, or whatever was in them was either eaten or wriggled free. Okay, well, we'll reset them up then. So let's take a look at this rabbit's pathing. Try and find little footprints in the snow. Here we are. I have a running theory that if you place the snares on trails like this, the rabbit stumbles into them. The rabbit went this way. This music always reminds me a bit of SCP. I don't know why. It always has a bit of an SCP vibe to it. Right, there's a game that I'm never ever playing again. SCP Containment Breach. Apparently they're doing in the progress of fleshing out a new Unity release for SCP Containment Breach. If I'm perfectly honest, I'm not looking forward to it. Because at some point we're going to have to play it. I find the SCP universe to be a very interesting read, like the whole premise behind it. Like, for anyone that doesn't know what SCP... 99% of you are going to know what SCP Containment Breach is. But for the 1% that don't, it's a game in which an organisation called... I think... Is the organisation called SCP? Or is that just the classification of the... I'm pretty sure it's... I think it's just referred to as the Foundation, air quotes. Basically an organisation responsible for finding and containing artifacts or objects or people or whatever that are considered not necessarily unusual, but like have some kind of abnormal property that would upset the apple cart of death. Like they have an unusual quality or something like that that is not normal kind of thing. It's a really strange way to describe it. Yeah, the secure containment protocol. That's it. Like it's a very odd way to describe the game, but basically this organization is responsible for containing and cataloging items and objects and entities that have not necessarily, I don't want to call them paranormal properties, but supernatural properties. And not in like a ghosty kind of way, like oh, it's possessed by the devil. Although I'm pretty sure there's probably a few SCPs that have that claim. You know, just really, really, really weird stuff. Like really weird stuff. Right then. So we're not actually that tired. Our character's doing pretty much fine. But I can't really go outside in this weather. So we're going to eat, we're going to drink, we're going to rest for a few hours, and we'll decide what we're going to do off the back of that. Hopefully when we wake up we've got an Aurora to play with. Because I like the Aurora. To be honest, what I'm thinking of doing, actually, oh, I've got 0.0 litres of bottled water. Splendid. Let's light this back up again. Okay, there we go. Just needed to know where the water was. Ooh, water. Looking for the water. I'm going to find it eventually. That's wolf pelt. That's the floor. Beef jerky left. No, right. That's beef jerky. Chocolate bar. Okay. It's not gone well. Light the lantern. Where was I even looking? I was looking there. Oh, I see. Right. I wasn't far off. So I actually think I'm going to take the opportunity to boil some more water. Yeah, you're welcome there. Nice little burp there. Professional. Right, I do have some sticks on me, don't I? Yes. And a crap load of firewood, which is nice. And we're just going to boil water till we can boil water no more. SCP IRL is stated as a creepypasta forum, and yes, some of the monsters and possessed and some have world-destroying properties. Yes, it's really weird. SCP-2881, the tree you cannot climb. Yes, all kinds of weird stuff. I don't know. It's a really interesting read. There's a YouTube channel that and maybe somebody else will know the YouTube.
Turned out pretty well.
The YouTube channel that I'm talking about here. But it's a YouTube channel that basically has a guy narrating like different SCPs, like he reads the containment procedure file for the SCPs, and it's very interesting. It's a very good read. I'm going to cook until about midnight, to be honest, because I want to have at least... the worst thing in this game, and don't drink the unsafe water, the worst thing in this game is waking up halfway through the day. It's like such a waste, so I'm going to make sure I go to bed at about 1 or 2 in the morning, as the little thing up there would tell you. So let's boil off a load of this, all 5 litres. The Volgan, it could be him. He does like narrations of it, and it's very. I love it, absolutely love it. Okay, we're about half. Yeah, let's go for another litre. Water. Let's boil off another litre, litre and a half. We'll throw a few sticks in again. We're trying to get this as close to midnight as we can, and then once we've got half an eyeball. Well, not just like, you know, in our pocket, but, you know, once we've got half a tiredness bar, if you will, we're able to sleep it off then. I mean, it's as near as damn it, and it's about midnight. We'll be waking up in sort of a very early sunrise kind of thing. All right, let's hit the proverbial sack. We won't sleep for 10 hours, but we'll sleep as near as damn it for 10 hours. Learned dysentery the hard way. Hug. Ah. For example, the first SCP you encounter in Containment Breach is basically made of wax and is a lot like the Weeping Angels. Yes, I know, yes. SCP-173. Oh, fuck me. What was that? I went to light that flare then, and I thought something ran past the window. Can you see that? Oh my god, that absolutely scared the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck me. I got... I got goosebumps so bad. Holy fucking shit. Okay. Absolutely weaved myself there. Righto. Okay. We can't see shit, mate. Too spooky for me. Oh, mate, it was too spooky for me as well. A little bit of week came out. Okay. So, choices. We'll go out and we'll grab some fruit. Some fruit. It's probably a little bit brighter outside, actually. Tends to be. Yeah, it's not that much better. Not that much better. I can at least see. That's what it's about. Yeah, there you go. You can see that. There you are. Let's go with the gamey stuff. That's a decent morsel. We'll have that to start with. And then what's on the way out? Gamey venison, that's at 71, 83, 89, 64. Okay, we'll take this.
Something's got to go.
This bear meat with us. Yeah, the weather's very bad. It's very thick snowfall. It's actually quite cold as well, -10. Shouldn't really be out in this weather, but what can you do? We'll head back inside for like an hour or two. We'll just pass the time. There's no rush. We'll wait for the sun to come up and see if the weather gets a bit more agreeable with the sun on our back. There we go. Got a bit more light creeping through the windows now. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. Well, I don't need to go out hunting for a very long time now, so that's fine. I guess we should just go out and continue to bump up our firewood reserve. In fact, I'm just going to quickly nip indoors and drop off the firewood I've got, just sort of lighten the load a little bit. Here we are. Again, how much firewood are we carrying? It's not, well, it's 6 kilograms. Again, my concern about Milton is very sort of well-founded. And my concern about Milton is a strong way of putting it, but it's one of those ones, like, Milton at the moment is like one of the only ways that I can get supplies that I can't get here. Because all of the, like, for rifle rounds, for example, is, I'd say next to oil. I'd say next to oil, rifle rounds is my most pressing resource bottleneck. Because again, without rifle rounds, I'm not able to defend myself from bears, and I'm not able to hunt bears, which means there's no more bear skin. Oh, hello. Okay, no, I was a bit really going for it with my point there. There's no way for me to get bear skin rolls, or to at least maintain the bear skin roll, whilst we have that affliction, if you like, whilst we have the lack of rifle rounds. Now, there is another biome that connects to this one. In fact, fucking Mystery Lake finds itself the proud owner of 3 connecting biomes, which I believe is the same claim to fame as the Pleasant Valley just over. But the details. Yeah, the Mystery Lake connects to Forlorn Muskeg, which, to be honest, is a bit of a fucking naked wasteland. The Forlorn Muskeg is very good for collecting herbal, like medicinal items, such as, oh, I don't know, such as fucking, I don't know, such as Reishi mushrooms. I totally forgot the name of them then, and rose hips as well. Very good at collecting rose hips and things like that. I'm hoping the temperature picks up a little bit, -3. Zero. Hopefully it's going to warm up before we start getting hypothermia.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
No, you're not. Don't talk nonsense. This isn't a Hollywood drama. You're absolutely fine. You can carry half of this forest back if you want to. It's all in your head, son. There we go. Starting to get a little bit warmer and a little bit colder, and we're at risk of hypothermia because the wind's picked up. Now it's time to go home.
Goddamn freezing.
It's alright. All is well. See, look how quickly, look how violently the weather can change. It went from like -2 to -3, and now it's like -11. In the space of about, what is about 45 minutes. Cook fish for oil, yes, we need to do that. Although moving out in this weather is a terrible idea. Look how quickly the visibility's dropped. If you were out here with the wrong clothing, you'd be in real trouble. Also, as the game gets later and later, if you like, as the hour gets later and later, these blizzards are going to become more and more frequent. Look how bad the visibility is. Very pretty though, very pretty. Pretty. Why not just move somewhere tropical? Yes, it's a fair. Why couldn't we have like been flying over? I don't know. I would say this is more of a hospitable environment than somewhere, I don't know, like crashing in the Bahamas or something on a desert island or something in the South Pacific. Because the thing is that there's water here in a frozen. Like literally, all you need is a little bit of fire, and you've got pretty much infinite water. Clone tool. Here goes the last of my battery. God bless. God bless what fucking clone tool there. Rest in peace, son. There we go. Let's drop these off. The good thing as well is that most of what we collected were fur limbs, which are the good ones. So we'll drop these over here. Lovely. A little bit of cedar and some fir limbs as well. There's an absolute arseload of fucking cedar firewood there. So, our next mission then is fishing. I think it's about time we did it. I think it's about time we actually did some fishing. So we're going to have to plan now for that eventuality. The real question is, do I kill the black bear when I'm over there? And I'll leave that up to you, chap. Do we kill the black bear whilst we're over there? I think yes. It adds a whole, like, extra layer to the logistics of that particular adventure. But it might be worth doing. Okay. Ice spiders. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have to take the rifle with us then, because the bear likes to give us a visit. He does. He likes to turn up. No need to kill it. Waste of food. It's true. It's true. Dark. Or dark. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Do you know what? Out of everyone saying yes, Dark. I'm guessing it's Dark and not Darky. Is actually speaking a little bit of sense. The more I think about it, he's right. For the moment, this black bear hide is going to cure our...
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Today, King A is playing a game of Wild Canada's portraying. It is called The Long Dark. A game with more bite than bark.
Oh, lovely. A game with more bite than bark. Lovely. Fantastic. Thank you. Fucking, for anyone that doesn't know, Clone the Bard here fancies himself as a bit of a poet. And he every so often likes to grace us with the... Jesus Christ. Thank you very much, Bard. All the same. Thank you. I guess.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Quebec plays on Stalker difficulty.
Jesus
What
Christ.
a fun ride's this so gonna be.
Spare me.
Let's hope he had a plan before the journey it began.
Oh, God. See, the only poem I know is the Man from China, and everyone's heard that one. There we go. Hypothermia risk healed. Should we eat stuff? Yes, let's eat and drink. Right. There we go. Perfect. There we are. A little bit winded as well. Okay. So, what we'll do, we'll sleep then and we'll head out and get ready to go fishing. Let's grab all of our amenities before we head out there, so we don't need those. Where are we keeping our fishing lines these days? It's not in there. Is it in here? Yes. Yes. We are keeping our fishing... Oh, fuck. That one. Oh. Get in there. Right. Fishing lines. Fishing lines? Fishing lines. We'll take 4 with us. In fact, no, we'll take all 6, just because they weigh nothing. I don't really want to take the bearskin bedroll with us, but it's not necessarily a bad idea. I'm going to gather firewood when I'm over there. I'll take a couple of pieces of fir wood with me. In fact, we'll take a couple more pieces of fir wood with me, just because it burns for such a long time. And then we'll press on out, I think.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Everything from moose to bears all lead to excessive repairs. When inside, he works away. Cabin fever says not today.
I need to increase the character limit so that Bard can fucking write us a full sonnet. I don't think I'm going to move out in this weather. I think I'm going to wait for the blizzard to calm down a little. I mean, it's just toying with the idea that the weather might be too bad to move out in. I mean, it's just a thought. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back inside for a little bit. I might boil off some more water while we're waiting.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
So outside he must go.
No.
Gathering supplies the cold snow.
We're not going outside.
Bad weather he must dodge.
There's
if
no
he is to make it to Hunter's Lodge.
But we're already at the Hunter's Lodge, and there's no fucking way I'm going out in that. That is ridiculous. I can't see more than like 5 feet in front. Did you see the weather?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Hauling home in the dead of night. Suddenly the world turns green and bright. Quickly you must leave its sight. Everyone fears the Aurora's might.
Now that was good. That was a good verse right there. I can't fault him. I can't fault the sonnet man. Just put that on there. I've got fucking too much rabbit hide just everywhere.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Noodles, broken ankles and dysentery. How very bad it must be. The cure is rest in Rishi tea.
Rishi
A
tea.
cured day is filled with glee.
Oh my god. Fuck my life. I know, it's... Oh man. Clone, I haven't cringed like this in a very long... I shouldn't say that. I should be encouraging you. It's very good. It is actually a fucking... He's got... I don't know. I should write a fucking response poem or something. I don't know. Right. Cool. What were we doing again? I've lost track. I'm all turned around. Everything's upside down. We were boiling off some water, I think. Let's take some of the cedar stuff and just get a bit more water so that when we get back we don't have to worry about it. Fuck it, we'll use a tinder plug. It's now optional. It's fine. And then that. There we go. Lovely. Throw all of that back there. Oh, and knock over a glass. Thank God it was empty.
Come on. Come on.
So Quebec is going to freeze to death before he gets his Tinder date. Yes, 100%.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
A rock named Clive keeps him safe and alive. When animals do disagree, kill them with a 303.
303? Oh, I see, the rifle round. 303. I thought you were getting like the Hawaii 5-0 thing. Fucking hell. And all this fucker does.
Keep the change,
Sits on this fucking settee.
Through all these many hardships, we had many fun clips. The only thing that took him down was when did in sushi drown.
This. Yes, I hope never to eat sushi again. That's a fair point. Well, it's alright. Well, I guess we're just gonna sit indoors until Clone's finished. Actually, oh fuck it! I wasted that fire thing as well. I got so turned around. Let's try again. Let's try the fuck again. I'm done now. Sorry, cute clone. I forgive you, man. We forgive you. We forgive you. Oh, that didn't work. That did not work. It's a shame. The sushi stream was good. Hang on there. No, it wasn't.
Come on. Come on.
The sushi stream was a public service announcement. The sushi stream was an extremely bad idea. And I can't light this fucking fire for the life of me. It's really bad. Let's try again.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Roses are red, violets are blue, chicken wings.
Yeah, thank you, Thalfit. A fucking standing ovation. Fucking perfect. That man knows how to fucking rhyme.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Bad bears, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
See, if Edna wasn't an absolute spaz, that would have gone really well.
Turned out pretty well.
Perfect. Right. Okay. Let's get a bit of that on there, a little bit of that, and let's just we'll just wait for the storm. Wait for this all to blow over. Yeah. Archaeologists will find the sushi stream VOD in 1,000 years and then wonder how we developed over. So, it's a bad idea. Bad idea. Okay, let's get like 10 litres if we can. Can we go for 10 litres? That blizzard lasted a whole fucking day. That is unreasonable. That is ridiculous. I can't believe how long that lasted. That's insane. 10 litres. Boil it off. Go for a little bit more as well. We'll have to set off in the early hours of the morning at this rate. There's really no chance of us setting off at any other time. It's absolutely ridiculous. We can get another litre? Question mark? Another... Let's go for another litre.
I might have to drop some gear.
You might, sir. You might have to. You might, in fact, have to drop some gear. The eerie silence now feels so strange now that the sound of the wind's gone. The wind in the willows. We've still got an hour left, but bollocks to it. We got 14 litres of water now, which is very nice. We just need a little bit of light in here, just so I can put all this stuff on the water shelf. The water table, I should call it. Oh, very witty. Right, let's have a look. Over there. That's a lot. That's a lot of water, friend. A lot of water. Good. See, boiling them up in big batches like this just saves you a job later down the road, although I do find myself increasingly just twiddling my thumbs, because we've like done like everything, pretty much. In fact, if I shuffle all of these up on here, because a lot of our like packet food was starting to go bad, I might be able to fit all of this on this shelf, which, it's going to be very tight. Let's just eat this one. Just get it down us. There we go. And then we can have a second water shelf. Oh, there's another fucking mouldy chocolate bar back there. Get fucking stale granola bar. You can sit up there. You're your reward. The reward if you eat your greens. Right. That is a very promising shelf here. This is very good. Yes, yeah. That is very good news indeed. Very, very good news. I guess we'll eat this as well. Oh no, it's at 67%. I can't possibly eat that now. Let's take a look at all of our other stuff. A lot of this stuff is actually going bad. A lot of our sort of it would appear that a lot of our non-perishables are actually starting to perish, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Yeah, a lot of our non-perishables are beginning to sort of disappear on us because they're just not keeping. Like, we're surviving for such a long time and so efficiently that the things that are meant to be our emergency rations in the event that the stuff outside goes bad is actually going bad at a very alarming rate, I'm afraid. About the only things that won't kill us if we drink them when they go bad are these fucking cans. But even they are like... You know what I mean? Not 100%. Great, right. Well, the last of the fire is going to creak on out there. We're going to sleep for a few hours, and then we'll decide what we're going to do in the morning. Scratch me head there. Sooner or later, you're just going to have to find a building to act like a storage facility, yeah. We're going to need a warehouse. Right, We'll sleep for as long as the game will let us, and then we'll wake up in the small hours of the morning and then decide what we're going to do. How do those lenses that go dark from sunlight work? Oh, hello. Aura. The Aurora's here. You see, this is the oddity with the storm. This torch that I'm using is broken. It's smashed. It doesn't work. And yet, when the Aurora's here, it does work. It's also got the most powerful high beam of any torch that you've ever seen. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Look at that! Look at that! Sorry, yeah, sorry, it's ridiculous. It's very cool. There's not much for me to explore around here, though. There's no, like, radios or anything like that. Very pretty. Now, I kind of want to show it to you, just so you can see it. I want to show you what the animals look like when the Aurora's on. Do I have any food on me? I do, but it's barely any scent. I'm hoping I can blind the wolves with my torch here. I wonder if the rabbit's out. I wonder if the rabbit is going to go savage on me. A lot of the... Oh, look at that. Look at the moon. Beautiful. I think the rabbit knows what's up. The rabbit has gotten the fuck out. The rabbit's gone out of here. Yeah, the rabbit's gone and hidden, I think. And who can blame him, to be honest? I want to try and find you the... so I know there's... I think there's a couple of wolves over here. I think they're respawned. They glow green. It's really strange. I want to keep as much of my torch as possible for the high beam. Do you know what I wish happened in this game? I wish that every night the Aurora came on, the torch would keep its charge. Do you know what I mean? Like, because as soon as the Aurora dissipates, this torch goes back to being broken and it's useless. Like, literally the only reason you'd need one is to light the way in the dark, kind of thing. But if you don't, like, I mean, the problem is that the Aurora's already really bright. Like, it's fucking... There is absolutely no issues with us navigating in this weather. I want to try and show you the wolves without getting too close to them, because I don't know how much damage they do in the Aurora. All I know is that they're hyper-aggressive, and this torch is about the only thing that can stop them, but it doesn't have much charge. We're also upwind as well, which is bad, which makes sneaking that little bit harder. Oh, that was my stomach. Where are the wolves? They're not even here. There's no wildlife. You see, this is my oh, there's a wolf. Oh, and he's coming. He wants us. Right. Let's back up a little bit. We're going to hit him with the high beam. He's back there. We're going to get down on the low ground here. There he is. He's not glowing for some reason. I think it's because, yeah, the Aurora's just dissipated. Oh, well, we don't get to show you the cool thing then. I'm hoping this torch doesn't go out. Okay, good. He's kind of backing off. He's still stalking us though. Let's get back to the house. I'm wondering, yeah, it's because we're upwind from him. I mean, we've got a bear steak. Bastard. Well, at least the sun's coming up, at the very least. Once we get indoors, it should break the scent. Oh, no, there we go. Oh, no. No, he's still coming. Right, indoors. Oh, dear. Not good. Not good. It's very dark in here. Yeah, I wish the torches retained their charge. That's a personal wish of mine. But they just don't seem to for some reason. It's a little bit annoying. They weigh a kilogram as well. They weigh a fucking ton, considering that you barely get to use them. There we go. Okay. So I know it's very dark, and I know we're quite cold, and we're pretty hungry. Let's get some of that down us. Let's also have our granola bar. Shouldn't have really had that, but it's alright. We'll drink. We'll grab a few pieces of firewood, and then we're going to go off to the fishing area. Again, a little bit of a waste. Do I still have this on me? Yes, I kind of need to take it with me. I'm not going to take the rifle. I know that's a big risk, but I'm not going to. There's that wolf. I reckon I can sneak by him. I no longer have a scent. What I do need to do, actually, is just sleep for like an hour or two just to warm up. That will give the wolf the time to go back to his normal patrol pattern. And then we have a few options. Just 2 hours. Just to warm up. Nothing compares to At Long Live Quebec and his Thunderhammer Warcry. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Right, food. 1.5 litres is reasonable to commute with. We'll go out and we'll grab a single piece of bear meat. And then we'll live off the fish when we're over there. Very reasonable weather. Quite cold, but visibility's fantastic. Good time to move. I wonder if the wolves become more aggressive as the game continues. I do wonder that, like, because it seems to be that as the game, as it were, dissipates, as the wolves and particularly the deer and the rabbits become more and more scarce, is it going to be one of those ones where the rabbit snares haven't quite spawned in? Can't see them from here. Is it going to be one of those ones where, as the wolves become more and more famished, I believe we've caught that rabbit. We'll have to get it on the way back. Remind me, chat, we've got to get that rabbit on the way back. We may have to grapple with a wolf here, and I don't mind grappling with a wolf. It doesn't bother me quite that much. I just need to stay in sort of relative cover from him. If I can stay in the defilade down here. I know, defilade, right? Military lingo. Fucking in his long dark playthrough. What a geezer. I've only got one flare with me as well, do bear in mind. I should have really picked up another one, but should have, could have, would have. At the very worst, I can use a piece of reclaimed wood and an already lit fire to create a torch that will burn for about an hour. So that's not terrible. Just going to tiptoe on through. There's a dead guy down here, isn't there? I forget. Or is this like some sort of animal kill? No, it's a dead guy. It's a dead man. It's very cold out at the moment. Very cold. Are there any feathers? No feathers. Got a stump from an old birch sapling. Get the rabbit on the way back. Yes, thank you. Thank you. How far have you managed to get in the story of Duskers? Not very far. I'm actually quite bad at typing under pressure, it would appear. I make lots of spelling mistakes, and can't quite get the drones to do what I want them to do in a pinch. There's 2 wolves up on the railway line. Okay, so we've got to take the long way around. It's not too bad, I suppose. It's not really the long way round, it's just... It's actually slightly shorter, but I would call it off the beaten track, shall we say. Round here and to the right. Well, if the wolves are there, that hopefully means they aren't further down. There we are. Oh, it's another wolf here. Oh, I'm a little bit sandwiched. There's quite a few wolves out at the moment. Okay. I'm still not entirely cut off. I can get up over this hill if I keep here. Takes me quite close to the wolves on the right, but it avoids the wolves in the low ground. I can cut up here and to the left. Hopefully none of the wolves have got my scent. I'm hoping my bearskin jacket here is going to go a long way to warding off the nasties. Okay, there we go. Nice little cut through there, back out on the railway line here. It's still quite cold, I want to make some headway if I can. I'll grab a few sticks. Hopefully the entrance onto the lake is going to be quite empty. Fingers crossed again, there's no guarantee. The problem with visibility being good for me means that it's also good for the wolves. There's not much chance of me sneaking by. There's barely any wind to hide my walking, if you like. And there's barely any snow to cover my tracks and my silhouette. So we're kind of pushing in a little bit dangerously here. When did they add like a big power line to this? I don't remember this. Maybe it's always been there. Looks very smart, I like it. I wonder if all these lights come on when the aurora's up. That'd be cool. Oh, and a big power line that goes down here. I don't remember this power line. Maybe I've always walked past it but never seen it before. How long are you sticking about for? I'm probably going to stream for another half an hour-ish, maybe a bit more. Oh, there's a deer here. Well, if there's a deer here, that means there's no wolves, so we'll take that as a good omen. If a wolf finds me, just play dead. Yeah, you know what? I wish there was an option for that. Like, just to play dead. Have a very small chance not to be mauled. Can't get anywhere near the deers, unfortunately. So this hunting lodge here is a good way to, is a very good base camp. If you're struggling to find an area that is going to serve as a place of operations, this place right here does a very good job. Now we're actually going to nip in here just to destroy some furniture. we're coming in here to fuck it up big time, just because I need the wood to be able to survive whilst I'm out in the fishing lodge. I need the wood for it. Right, so I've got enough water to keep me going. I need to kind of get out there and start cooking about now. Obviously I've got my bearskin rug and stuff with me. Hello. Just bear with me a second as well. I'm just gonna... I can hear my cat meowing. I don't know whether she's in or out. Just bear with us. Hello.